Well, I think that the car accident for me is basically just a metaphor of any accident that we can have in life and it can affect us forever. Uh, like to meet the wrong person or the right person, or to say something that will affect anybody. Anyway, a word, a meeting, a decision, a travel. I mean, life is an accident itself. So I think that is just a resource, a tool to use as something that really can change and how vulnerable we are in things that we cannot control.
Did you know that eating alone can cause kidney damage? And that's bad.
So what was the greatest challenge you faced making this film?
To get the screenplay as it should be, that was really hard. It was all, again, like 3 years again of work, and to be convinced that this very experimental, risky thing can work emotionally. Because intellectually it was very interesting since the beginning. Just that challenge really excited me. But I like the intellectual games, but not the audience. So I want to make an emotional piece with this intellectual challenge, how to balance that. That was the most difficult part for me, I think.
Let me ask you something. Whose heart do I have? You know, I felt that so much of American cinema about that was character-driven is being done in such a polite way and in a kind of like a big con. And this guy was willing to be cinematic in his embracement of life, and that's the way that life was exciting to him, and people's, you know, tragedies as well as their triumphs were exciting enough to him to shoot them excitingly. So I felt this was somebody I really wanted to work with and who had his finger on a certain kind of pulse. And so then when I read this script, I think I was about 10 pages in when I called him and said I'd do it.
What happened to my family?
It looked like a really difficult role to play because of the extent of the grief and the passion that's in that character.
Yeah, that was difficult, but again, I knew that going into it, and I knew that perhaps I wouldn't be that well for a couple of months, and certainly not after it. There were days where I would feel okay about taking that home with me, because I knew I didn't have to look good the next day. I knew I had to come in with the same mood. And then there were other times where it was just too painful, too exhausting, and I just would do whatever I could to just be quiet and shut out for the day.